Welcome back. Had some technical difficulties as that one's going to be hit sharply at the shortstop. He's going to fire over to second, and that one's going to get away from the second baseman. And we're going to have the runner at third. He's coming home, and we're going to have a close play at the plate, and that throw will be away from the catcher. So the Phillies get on the board after a sharply hit ball from Isaiah Brannon. Kind of a soft little dribbler at the shortstop. Tried to fire over to the second baseman to make the force out at second, and it got away from the second baseman and allowed the leadoff batter, it was number 23, Chase Cotham, who reached on a walk to score. So now we got a 4-1 ball game here in the top of the second inning. So 1 out, 1 runner on second as Huckaba's going to work against number 14, Charlie Rickman. Count even at 1 here. And that pitch going to be swung on and missed. Big hack right there. And the Phillies have been swinging early in this game, AJ.
Yeah, they sure have. And you feel bad there for Perez at short. He made a good play, ranging to his right. Just sometimes that throw, oh, what a breaking ball right there for strike 3.
Curveball freezing him and getting the backwards K. That will be the, I believe, the second strikeout of the game there for Huckaba. And that's going to bring up number 10, Matthew Williams.
That Philly's not afraid to swing the bat, and that's a good thing. These guys staying aggressive.
And that first pitch will be swung on and missed. A high fastball that Williams just couldn't keep up with.
Yeah, the batting average is always 0 when you don't swing at a strike.
And swing and miss at another one, that will be strike 2. But, hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And, you know, if you're swinging the bat, you got a good chance to get a hit. And baseball is one of those sports where, you know, failing 70% of the time is pretty good, as we will have a swing and miss from Williams. Third K for Huckabee. So after the top half of the second inning, the Phillies put 1 run on as they now trail the Eagles 4-1. You're watching Babe Ruth Baseball here on the X Sports Network.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is your premier source for hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, residential and commercial carpet, carpet tiles, ceramic and porcelain tile, waterproof floating floor, plus blinds and shutters. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is also home to all name brands and can tackle projects big and small. Installation? You're covered with installers who've got years of experience and stand behind their work. Let Lawrenceburg Flooring and More make your design dreams a reality. 2760 Highway 43 North, or visit LawrenceburgFlooringandMore.com.
And welcome back here, bottom of the second inning here at the Denver Trapp Field. We got the Eagles and the Phillies. The Eagles currently lead the Phillies 4-1 as the bottom 3 of their order will be batting. Leading off will be number 9, Brady Holden, as he's going to hit a slow dribbler at the pitcher. Kimber will fire over to first, and Rose will secure that for the first out of the second inning.
Obviously not the result you want when you try to do that leadoff bunt. You want to either, push it towards third base or push it towards first base. But anytime you get send it right back to the pitcher with that kind of comeback off the bat, it's almost an automatic out every time.
Yeah, tough break there. That's going to bring up number 42, Graham Howell. Kimbrell coming with the first pitch. That's going to be inside.
Jumped out of the way just in time on that one.
Yeah, that one looked like it may have skimmed him if he didn't get out of the way. So count 1-0. And a breaking ball is going to stay above the zone there. 2-0 now to Howell. And Kimbrell coming with the 2-0. That one's going to be away 3-0. Kimbrell having a hard time finding the strike zone this at bat.
He's kind of gone hot and cold a little bit. Sometimes he's right in there. He loves to hit that outside corner, be the pitchy, and I thought he was going to get it there, but missed a bit low for ball 4.
And he thought, too, you saw him jumping right there, but a 4-pitch walk will send Howell to first, and that's going to bring up the back half of the order, number 14, J.K. Stanley. Stanley, the second left-handed batter we've seen here for the Eagles in their lineup.
Also, very good pitcher. We're going to see him pitching next inning. The way Summertown does their lineup, they show you who's going to play what position every inning.
Okay.
Huge lead over there at first.
And they're going to pick back at him. Howell will get back safely, but a good pickoff attempt there by Kimbrell on a pretty fast move. And he's got a sure glove in Rose over there.
Kimbrell just needs to put some pitches here in the strike zone. Dare these guys to hit it. If they do, great. If not, even better.
First pitch to Stanley. He's going to hit a high blooper. His center fielder charging in on it, and it is going to drop and get by him. Howell going to third. Stanley coming into second, and we got a double that's going to have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out, with the top half of the order coming back up for the Eagles.
Good break there for Summertown. Now with 2 on, both in scoring position here, have a chance to really break it open here with Huckabee.
Huckabee hitting his first AB. And looking to drive in these runners in scoring position to extend the Summertown lead as he's going to swing at the first pitch, hit it over the second baseman. It will be down for a base hit. 1 run will score. The runner at third will hold up as the throw is going to be back to the catcher. So Huckabee is going to get to second. We got the runner in third caught in a little bit of a rundown. Stanley, it's going to hit him in the back, and he will score. And Huckabee going to trot down to third. So after a little bit of a funny circumstance right there, the Eagles have gone out to added 2 runs and now lead this one 6-1.
What a wild sequence of events there. They could have swore they were going to get Stanley there at third, and on the rundown throw just hit him right in the back.
Yeah, and Stanley's a pretty big guy. I mean, trying to, I guess, throw over him, and it just hit him square in the back, and that one got in the way and let him score, and the rundown gave Huckabee time to get into third safely. So that's going to bring up number 12, Case Chapman. He walked his first AB. 7 or 8 pitch AB as that first pitch from Kimbrell will be in for a strike.
So far, 3 errors in this game here for the Phillies.
And most of them have just been, those little tough breaks. As the next pitch to Chapman will be in the dirt for ball 1.
I like Kimbrell's pace, like the way that he works. You can tell this kid's got good velocity, and hey, sometimes you pelt the strike zone, sometimes you scuffle. You see it almost every day in the big leagues.
Oh yeah, I mean, like we were talking about, Alek Manoah finished with Cy Young voting, pretty good up in the voting last year, and just got sent down to the low A to, I guess, work back, get some confidence back, because he gave up, I believe, 7 runs in a third of an inning. Yeah. So the count 2-1 here to Chapman. And that won't be away for ball 3. Count 3-1.
Just got to get in a rhythm, get in a flow. You got to see, just what you saw there. Right when I said you stuck zone daring to hit it, you got a high pop fly, and just in front of your center fielder. Sometimes that happens. Just got to get in a good rhythm and a good flow here.
The 3-1 that will be swung on and foul, and Chapman in his second AB will have his second full count. And baseball, that happens to pitchers. You have days where you go out there and you're pelting the strike zone and they're getting those little bloop singles off of you, and it ends up not going your way. And some days you're having days where you're, missing the strike zone and they're swinging and missing. So, Kimbrell just not having the best luck as the Eagles lead this one 6-1. Payoff pitch, swung, hit a mile high. Kimbrell going to try to field it himself, and he will secure that for the second out of the inning. The runner Huckabee will stay at third.
And that's exactly what he needed. Get something, bit of weak contact that stays on the infield, keeps that runner at third, and especially with 1 out in those situations, you basically say any ground ball or fly ball in the outfield's going to bring home that run, and that's a best case. Other than a strikeout, that's a best case scenario there.
So that's going to bring up Matthew Luffman, who got a hit on his first pitch last AB. And the first pitch to him will be on the outer third for strike one.
Yeah. Perfect spot there. Got to live on that outside corner. Update over there. You got the Yankees leading the Red Sox 9-2 in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, they put 6 runs up in that one inning and added on to that 3-2 lead as Luffman's going to be swinging, and that one's going to be hitting the foul territory. Rose going to try to get over there and make a play, but it will land between him and the right fielder in foul territory.
And we forgot to give love to Bryson Rose for that incredible catch he made that ended the previous inning, going Willie Mays style scoop catch over his shoulder. That's not an easy catch to make.
Yeah, back to the infield, just ran completely at it and just made a beautiful catch. And at this age group, I mean, it's incredible. When we saw a similar play in the Braves Vols games, the shortstop for the Braves making a good play like that. As the 0-2 pitch will be just outside for ball one.
Not a bad miss there. That's very similar to some of those other ones he's been getting, but might get a chance for Luffman to chase there, getting an easy swing and a miss.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to tunnel those pitches together to get Luffman swinging. The 1-2 here to Luffman. That one will be even further outside in the other batter's box. Count even at 2 now.
Good block there by Durham behind the plate. You can tell he's an experienced catcher the way he made that stop.
Yeah, jumped and ate that ball right up. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on third for the Eagles here as they lead this one 6-1 in the bottom of the second. The pitch will be swung on, hit a mile high in right center field. The right fielder calling it, and he will make the grab for the third out. So Summertown tacks on 2 here in the bottom of the second as they now lead the Phillies 6-1. You're watching Babe Ruth Baseball here on the X Sports Network.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Rent-Right Equipment has all the tools you need to get the job done. From Bobcats to trenchers to augers to lifts, we have a large variety of equipment for every project, big or small. Need a new mower? We have you covered there too. With great brands Hustler and Big Dog, Rent-Right is ready to serve all your equipment needs. Call today and reserve your equipment from Rent-Right Equipment in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Whether you're looking to spruce up the interior or exterior of your home or business, trust Lawrenceburg Glass to provide a one-of-a-kind product. From windows to mirrors, shower doors, custom framing, storefront installations, and everything in between, Lawrenceburg Glass takes pride in our quality craftsmanship and strong attention to detail. With us, your customer experience always exceeds expectations. We're reliable, on time, and we deliver stunning results. Lawrenceburg Glass. Our passion is reflected in our work.
And welcome back out here, top of the third inning, Babe Ruth baseball between the Eagles and the Phillies. Top of the third inning, leading off for the Phillies will be number 18, Jaden Williams. And that first pitch is going to get away from the catcher, Dillard.
A lot of substitutions here.
Yeah, Summertown new pitcher on the mound is J.K. Stanley. And his next pitch will be in the dirt as well, ball 2.
Got a lot of catching up to do here on my scorebook /app here.
So these foul balls are giving you some time to get that worked in.
Yeah, thank goodness. Keep fouling them away, guys. This will help me out big time.
Hey, I mean, sometimes Loretto does that thing where they'll bring someone in and shift up their entire defense. As the 2-0 from Stanley will be high. Count 3-0 now to Williams.
Perez moving here from short to catching.
Yeah, that is Perez behind the dish. And the 3-0. And that one will be in for strike one, low inside third. So a hitter's count here still to Williams. Stanley with the 3-1. Same spot, gets the same call, 3-2 now. And Williams hasn't taken the bat off his shoulder yet, and honestly, both those strikes, it would have been hard to hit either way.
Yeah.
I mean, they were both low. As the 3-2. And that one will be in the dirt, ball 4. And Williams goes up there and sees 6 pitches, doesn't swing his bat, and walks down the first. And you know what? There's not much of a better job than that.
No, you got to see a lot of pitches. That way your own teammates got a chance to kind of see what this guy has, and it's going to work out there. As I officially got all the changes in, Max Carr coming to the plate here for the Phillies.
So Carr struck out his first AB. Runner on first, Williams does not have a very big lead at all, and now he's going to get a bigger lead as that first pitch is going to get away from Perez. Williams going to second will be there without a throw standing.
He went in there with
some
speed. He barely stayed on there.
Going in there hot.
Checking out the new lineups, obvious. Huckaba's now the extra hitter, so you have Case Chapman in left, Luffman at short, Colt Skelton in right, Blaze Franks in center, Jake Pettis now at second, Knox Colton at first, Aim Perez behind the dish, Brady Holden in left, and Graham Howe in third.
So the next pitch is going to plunk the leadoff batter, Clark, I believe.
Was
Carr.
Opposing pitcher.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's bringing up Kimball.
Carr, yeah.
That was Carr that got hit there in the back.
So 2 on, nobody out here. And the Phillies looking to get to work and cut down this Eagles lead as they have their pitcher Kimbrell on the mound. I believe he walked his first AB.
Tapper back to the pitcher
in
his first
ground out. So runners on first and second, nobody out. First pitch, Kimbrell will take that pitch low and inside. 1-0 now.
JK just got to take a couple deep breaths here. No pitch clock here at the Babe Ruth level, and just get his wits about him and find that strike zone.
So he's having a hard time finding the zone right now as he walked the first batter and hit the second. Gets a swing and miss on a good pitch there.
That will help.
And a swing and miss is the best kind of strike in the game. I mean, because you got that one up on the batter right there mentally. So count even at 1 now. Runners have their leads at first and second. Stanley with the 1-1. That one's going to be skipped into the catcher Perez. Count 2-1 now. And Perez, starting this game at shortstop and moving behind the mound, has done a pretty good job eating some of these pitches up.
Yeah, and it's good experience for him. I'm sure this is something that they want to see for maybe moving forward at the high school level.
As Kimbrell's going to foul that one off. Count even at 2.
So they're going to be losing a starting catcher from last year. And Bradley Wiesner, so might be where we see Perez coming up this next high school season.
Yeah, I mean, and when you lose a player like Bradley, he was a good catcher for Summertown the past 2 or 3 years. You got to find somebody to fill that hole, and why not Aiden Perez? As that one's going to be swung on and missed, strike 3. Kimbrell not happy as he goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. So that's going to bring up number 5, Brooks Durham, the catcher for the Phillies.
Brooks, who stung one right at the shortstop in his first at bat there in the first inning. It's the 4th strikeout by Eagle pitching. Good job by Stanley after a rough start to this inning to get that first out. And still keep the Phillies off the board so far here in the top of the 3rd. But got a very, very tough guy in front of him right now as he's going through the heart of the order.
Checks the runners at first and second. Comes set here is Stanley. First pitch. Drops one in for a strike. Good pitch right there, coming right back after the strikeout and gets the first pitch strike there on Durham.
Very, very good breaking ball as well.
I'd say that one looked like it was kind of coming at Durham and then bent back over the plate. 0-1 here to Durham. He's going to swing and fly that one a mile high. The catcher, Perez, and the pitcher, Stanley, both going for it, and Stanley will make the grab for the second out. Williams had kind of taken off for third, but he will get back safely.
Good job there by Stanley, ranging all the way over. Again, there's a ton of foul territory here at Denver Trapp. That's something I'm looking forward to when they bring the Southeast Regional for the 14-year-olds coming up here in the middle of July. Late July is see how these teams are used to playing in, I don't want to say smaller parks, but smaller foul territory parks. See how they adjust to all of this.
Yeah, you'll definitely the first and third baseman, in all these games have definitely gotten their steps in. So that's going to bring up number 33, Brayson Rose.
Looks like a final over there. Yankees defeated the Red Sox beside us.
At 9-3. That was, I believe, in the top of the 5th or 6th inning, but they hit that time limit, so they called that one.
So the Yankees get the midweek, or I should say the week sweep there of the week WEEK, like 7 days a week.
So we're not bashing any of the teams up here.
No. It's a bad thing when you got two words that sound exactly alike. And
the count's 2-0 here to Rose in his second game of the day. And that one will be away for ball 3. And after getting 2 quick outs, Stanley is 1 ball away from loading these bases with 2 outs and bringing up a man that was walked in his last AB, Cotham. So 3-0, and that one is going to be high and away for a ball. And the bases are now loaded here for the Phillies.
Third walk issued here by the Eagles so far.
Yeah, Stanley has been 2 of those walks, having a, after getting a strikeout and a pop out really quickly here in the middle of this order, has kind of gone back to having a hard time finding the zone. So the Phillies' second baseman up to bat now. And that first pitch will be away for ball 1. And honestly, I'm not going to hate on the Phillies. If Stanley's not going to throw you a strike, you don't have much need to swing.
Yeah. If it's not in the zone, you're not required to swing at it.
And the 1-0, that one will be in there for a strike. Stanley trying to work that bottom third of the zone, and is getting about 50-50 calls, and most of them have gone against him so far, but he gets that one.
Most pitchers try to do is work down in the zone. Don't let the hitter allow them to elevate it.
Yeah, and especially with 2 outs and a force out anywhere, a ground ball will, most certainly in the inning unless it's stung somewhere where, in a gap.
And those who are known for working down sometimes do throw it in the dirt a lot.
And the 2-1 pitch will be in the dirt for ball 3. And Stanley right here 1 ball away from walking in a run. And that's definitely the worst way to bring in a run. I've seen it happen plenty of times in some regional baseball this weekend where, the pitcher just can't find the strike zone with the bases loaded. As he will do just that. That will be Cotham's second walk, and that will bring in Williams, who led off this inning with a walk. And now Stanley has walked 3 this inning, and that's going to bring up number 0, Isaiah Brandon, pardon. And had an RBI his last AB.
Summertown coach will make his way out. I had this discussion last time when Miles was here, Michael, but what is, in your opinion, I'm sure you've been to a bunch of big league ballparks and some minor league ballparks. What's your favorite and what's your least favorite?
I really like I've been to one Trash Pandas game. I really like their park. You can't beat the atmosphere at Lindsey Nelson. I really love there. I like all 3 ballparks in our county. They're really good. I don't think I have a least favorite ballpark. I think my least favorite to watch a game. I'm not a big fan of Tampa. I've watched plenty of postseason series there as their success the past 5 or so years. But being a Red Sox fan, you can't beat Fenway and Wrigley, another old one. Yeah. Those old ones that are still there are iconic.
Fenway's on the bucket list. That's one of the places there's a lot of buildings and stadiums and arenas I've been in that my sister hasn't been, but that's one she's got on me. And she saw a Yankees-Red Sox game at Fenway.
And can't beat that.
On a Wednesday afternoon. Dusty. Dusty Kaiser joining us. For some reason, we don't know.
He's got us on that one, though. He's seen 2 Red Sox Yankees games this week.
He's seen 2 back-to-back. That's right.
as that first pitch from Stanley's going to be in the dirt. Base is still loaded, 2 outs here. The Phillies have tacked 1 on in this inning as they trail the Eagles 6-2. And that one's going to get by the pitcher or the catcher Perez. Runners will all advance, and that will bring in another run as the Phillies now down trail to this game at 6-3.
It's unfortunate there, just a bit out of the reach there of Perez's. And sometimes when you see it barely trickle through their legs, it's just didn't get that glove down that last couple inches.
I would say that those hurt the worst. So count 2-0. Pitch to Brandon, that one also in the dirt, 3-0. And Stanley just really having a hard time finding the zone. He's thrown, we got a pitch count. He's thrown, got 27 pitches, 19 have been balls.
And next scheduled pitching change is coming in the 5th and 6th, if we get that far, obviously, with the hour 45 time limit.
So we got this one started about 15 minutes early, so we're running right about an hour now. So the 3-0 here to Brandon. That one's going to be up, walk him. That is the 4th walk issued by Stanley. And after getting 2 outs, has walked 4 batters this inning. So that's going to bring up the third baseman, Charlie Rickman. Struck out his first AB.
Yeah, Rickman saw a pretty good curveball there from Huckabee in his first at bat that went down.
And the first pitch here from Stanley. That's going to almost hit Rickman. They're going to say it did. So they're going to hit by pitch. And Rickman doesn't want to go down to first, but he'll toss the bat over to the dugout, walk down, and that's going to bring in another run. And the Phillies now only trail this one by 2. The leading run is on first.
Something about this Phillies team. We saw them with a great come-from-behind win against
the Braves, wasn't it?
Actually, I think it was against the Red Sox. Or it might have been the Red Sox against the Phillies, but you can never count this team out. They play hard. They play with a lot of determination, and, yeah, they got some guys that can play.
And that's going to bring up Matthew Williams. Struck out his first AB, and he went swinging on that first pitch and goes down 0-1.
That was pitch number 30 there for Stanley.
The 0-1 gets another strike call in the outer third. Williams wasn't swinging there, but a good pitch and hard to lay off that one. Count 0-2. Bases loaded here. Phillies looking to add in a couple more runs as Williams will swing and miss strike 3, and Stanley will get out of the inning. So the Phillies strand 3, but they add 3 as they now trail the Eagles 6-4 after the top half of the third inning. You're watching Babe Ruth Baseball here on the X Sports Network.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's Barbecue in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Heine in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Heine Shine lemonade, and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Heine sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's Barbecue, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
And welcome back out here, bottom of the third inning, Babe Ruth Baseball. The Eagles lead the Phillies 6-4 as that first pitch is going to be grounded at the shortstop, eat him up, and that will be a lead-off single for Colt Skelton. So the Phillies had a good inning in the top of the third as they, had about 4 or 5 guys walked, a couple guys hit. I believe they only ended up with 1 hit in that last inning, but they tacked 3 runs on and now only trail the Eagles by 2 runs.
Tough play there for Carr, really ranging a lot to his right, and that ball was just hit perfectly in between third and short right there.
Pick back at first. Kimbrell's shown a good pickoff move a couple of times. He hasn't gotten anybody yet, but he's shown a good pickoff move, and Rose at first is a pretty sure glove as of now. So that's going to bring up number 7, Blaze Franks. Started this game in right, has moved to center. So that first pitch will be
one of the many lineup changes we're going to have throughout the course of this game. And what a good thing about it is on their lineup card that they give you, they tell you who's going where in each inning. That's good. So that.
And taken off. A good throw from the catcher behind the plate, Durham, but the runner, Skelton, will be there safely with a stolen base.
Yeah, that's. Brooks was able to somehow make a backhanded play and get that over to second quickly, and just not a good combination. Although it still made the best out of what wasn't a great situation.
Skelton got a great jump, but the play Durham made behind the plate is we have a pickoff towards second as it's going to get by the shortstop, and Skelton's going to scamper down the third, and that's going to get away from the third baseman, and Skelton's going to trot on home and add in another run for the Eagles as they now lead this one 7-4.
So 2 errors lead to the 7th run of the game here for Summertown, all throwing errors and snowball fight, as they call it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really unfortunate play for the Phillies. They tried to pick off Skelton at second. He had a pretty big lead, but it got away from the shortstop Carr. And then, when they were throwing it back in, it got away from the third baseman, and Skelton got to jog home. So 2-0 count here to Franks as he'll take that pitch down for a ball. Count 3-0 now. And it seems both pitchers are having a little bit of a hard time finding the strike zone here, AJ.
Kimbrell with 54 pitches so far. Does have 2 walks in the game, has given up 6 hits.
And the 3-0. That one will be away, and Franks will draw the walk. So that's going to bring up your started in center field now, second baseman Jake Pettis.
Pettis, who got that 2-run double and a liner right down the left field line, something we've seen a lot in both of our games so far tonight. Guys is loving that area in between third and the base.
And Pettis comes out swinging again as the first pitch will hit that one foul out of play behind the Phillies dugout. And we've seen that from Pettis. He's come out swinging both ABs so far, and you like to see it. I mean, Summertown's play style in baseball the past couple of years has been rather aggressive on the offensive end, and he's showing that mindset right here.
We're not just giving him love because Big Poppy's his dad, but he is a really good player.
And that one, the throw to first is going to get away from Rose. And another instance of me saying a player is doing really good, and then they do something to jinx it as the runner, Franks, will get the second.
So already it's the 3rd throwing error by the Phillies in this inning alone. They've got 7 errors so far in this game.
I'd say I just have had a bunch of times where I talk about a good base runner for the Mustangs, and they get picked off or something like that and make me look stupid for a second. As the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed by Pettis.
Pettis is, when he had that 2-run double, he did it with an 0-2 count, was able to just get the bad head on it and let the swing do the rest.
So 0-2, runner in scoring position for the Eagles, nobody out as Pettis swung on and missed. Good breaking ball there from Kimbrell, and Pettis will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. So that's going to bring up your first baseman, number 5, Knox Calton. I believe he scored his last time up as well.
RBI single.
So the runner on second is Franks.
A good little comeback there from Kimbrell after some throwing errors, is able to come back and get that first out there with a strikeout.
I'd say we've seen a lot of runs today, AJ, and as Calton goes for a swing and bunt, or kind of running at it there, like a softball type of play, but misses it for strike one. I'd like to see how many of these runs we've had today scored have been earned, because it's definitely not as many as.
I can look that up.
Because I feel like we've had a good bit of errors, fielding errors in both games. That pitch will be Sky to the second baseman, camping under it. Oh, and the first baseman, Rose, comes in. No,
second baseman made the catch.
A little bit of a miscommunication there, but the second baseman will make the catch for the second out.
Kimbrell has 5 earned runs because some of those errors came off throwing errors. So
Calton will go down, flying that one to the infield. That's going to bring up number 20, Aiden Perez. Perez started this game at short and has moved to catcher.
Another great block there by Durham behind the plate. And like you saw in that play there, sometimes it's just communication. Just someone saying, I got it. And I will say, as a former first baseman, I never would have gone that far to catch a fly ball.
And Perez is swinging on that one. Will foul it back out of play.
So good on Rose, skying his way.
Hey, you like to see the effort. He's made a couple good grabs.
Yeah.
So it counts 1-1 here to Perez. And he's going to swing and send that one foul.
Good contact there.
Yeah, I would say if he had straightened that one up a little bit, he would have maybe a triple. The Phillies infield playing really far in. That one would have easily skipped down to the wall.
And we've reached the hour mark so far in this game here in the bottom of the third. So 45 minutes left until we hit the time limit.
I would say, is
that what happened with you guys, Dusty?
And that pitch will be away for a ball. Count now 2-2 to Perez. Done a good job battling this AB. He's had 2 strikes now for a while. So Frank's on second. 2 outs here. Bottom of the third. As that ball will be in the dirt for ball 3. Full count here to Perez.
Kimbrell right now at 65 pitches, but he's still got really good velocity for as high as the pitch count is here, just through 2 2/3. You like to see that from a young man.
Oh, yeah, and he's done pretty good. He's just his control's a little bit off, as that one will be a walk. As Frank's tried to walk down to third, but got back safely, realized that wasn't a forced walk there.
Yeah, you never know who you're going to catch off guard with that.
I've definitely seen some plays like that before. So that's going to bring up number 13 at Max Dillard, started the game at catcher for Summertown. So that first pitch, Dillard's going to hit a ground ball at the third baseman. It's going to get by. The shortstop will make a grab, but he will not have a play. And a really good hit ball there by Dillard. And a really good job by the Phillies shortstop there to keep that one from getting in the outfield, because that would have for sure scored a run.
Yeah, or not making an errant throw that would allow a couple runs to score off of that. So good job by Max Carr. Just sometimes, as I say, sometimes you just got to realize you got to eat it.
Yeah.
And making a bad throw there, trying to do too much, could hurt your team in a big way.
And Carr has done a really good job at shortstop for the Phillies. He's been almost in left field 3 or 4 times on ground balls. The first pitch to Brady Holden will be I believe that was called a strike. So bases loaded, 2 outs here. Is that one, they're going to have a pick back at first, and they got him. Yeah, good play right there. The runner Dillard had a huge lead on first, and Durham back picks him for the 3rd out. So Summertown will add on 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, as after 3, they lead the Phillies 7-4. You're watching Babe Ruth Baseball here on the X-Sports Network.
Hello, everyone. This is Eric Schultz. On behalf of Cade and the entire Schultz family, we would like to say thank you. Thank you for all the love, all the support, and most importantly, the prayers. 1 Peter 5:10 reads, "But the God of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory by Christ Jesus, after that you have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you." We want to thank God for his grace. Go Wildcats.
Southern Tennessee Orthopedics welcomes orthopedic surgeon Dr. Paul Thomas. Count on Dr. Paul Thomas, podiatrist Dr. James Barksdale, and nurse practitioner Doug Iad at Southern Tennessee Orthopedics to keep your life in motion. Injuries and foot pain can rob you of the activities you enjoy most. So our team is here, close to home, to address the pain and to get you moving again. Southern Tennessee Orthopedics. From the routine to the unforeseen, you can count on us. To learn more, visit southerntennesseemedicalgroup.com or to schedule an appointment, call 931-762-4400. Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
This is Jason at Volco Auto Supply in Lawrenceburg. For over 90 years, Volco has been a family-owned company. We're proud of our past and excited about our future. We're open to the public for wholesale and retail trade. We carry product lines such as Milwaukee Tools, Lucas Oil, and Malco product. We carry all major brands of lubricants like Shell Rotella, Avalon, Castrol GTX, Mystic, Motorcraft, Valvoline, Kindle, and Mobil. We here at Volco offer a complete line of car detailing supplies, shop supplies, tire repair products, and lawnmower supplies. Check us out online at VolcoAutosupply.com or at 416 Buffalo Road here in Lawrenceburg.
What really matters during the ball game, I realize that in high school sports we don't have the last names on the back of jerseys usually, but the question is often asked, are you playing for the name on the front or the name on the back? The same should be considered spiritually. Paul said in Philippians 1 and verse 21, "For me to live as Christ and to die as gain." So who are we truly living for? What name are we trying to promote? Is it the name of Christ, the name of Christian? And that message brought to you by your friends at the Leoma Church of Christ.
And welcome back out here at the Denver Trapp Field, top of the fourth inning, as the Eagles lead the Phillies 7-4 after tacking one on in the bottom of the third. New arm on the mound for the Eagles will be number 6, Colt Skelton. Scored a run his last time up, and now on the mound as he gets the first pitch. Had the number 18, Jaden Williams, caught him looking, and a backwards K to start off this fourth inning here for the Eagles.
That breaking ball was nasty there.
And yeah, after a little bit of a rough last inning for the last Summertown pitcher, good to see this new arm coming out and getting the first out. So that's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Max Carr. Carr had a pretty good night at the plate so far and a really good night in the field defensively, eating some stuff up and making some good plays. That first pitch to him will be high and outside for a ball.
Skelton coming in just throwing gas here.
Yeah, I mean, straight up and down arm slot, and his count, I believe we got 0-2?
Yeah, I've got 0-2.
Okay. And that one will be, I believe that was 1-1, so.
Oh, okay.
Now we'll go. Now it's 1-2.
Yeah, we'll all catch up eventually. Yep.
Hey, everyone misses a pitch now and then, so I ain't going to bash you for that. So the 1-2 from Skelton in the dirt. Good take right there by Carr. I mean, after, Skelton's been painting the zone so far, and, hard to lay off one like that.
You guys are talking about food off the air, and now I'm looking up menus from cafes.
And the 2-2 will be in the dirt, run the count full. And so, I'd mentioned the Loveless Cafe in Nashville. That place is awesome. If I'm ever in Nashville, that's where I'm trying to eat. So count full now. Carr swung on and missed. 2 up, 2 Ks for Skelton. Starting off this fourth inning hot. So that's going to bring up the second batter, number 42, Justin Kimbrell. Struck out his last AB swinging. Was not happy about it, but has had a really good, pretty solid night on the mound for the Phillies. Some throwing errors have added some runs that, may not be earned, as the first pitch from Skelton is on the outer third. And, we've seen 3 pitchers now for Summertown, and Skelton's coming out, working fast and throwing hard.
He's done a really good job. I mean, he's not wasting any time. He's getting in there and just sending it in there, doing a really, really good job. I like, it's almost like that wild thing, Forget about the curveball. Ricky, throw him the heater.
They give him the old one. So the 1-1 pitch will be outside for ball 2. Kimbrell, despite being the pitcher, has been pretty aggressive at the plate for the Phillies. 2-1. Swung on, foul back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes here, 2 out.
Yeah, as we found out there, if Kimbrell can really square it up with the velocity Skelton's bringing it, that ball's going to travel a long way, and we've got some outfielders playing pretty shallow at all 3 positions.
And a pretty deep park, too. So the 2-2. Now it'll get away from the catcher, Perez, high. Nobody on, though, so that will do no damage other than run the count full. And Kimbrell here looking to be the first base runner allowed by Skelton, as the first 2 batters that came up went down, 1 swinging, 1 looking. So Skelton coming set, the 3-2. Swung on, hard ground ball hit at the first baseman, and it got by the first baseman, and now Kimbrell on with a single here in the 4th inning, top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, he's been a bit frustrated with a couple of his at bats, so that's probably going to feel good for him to send a hard hit ball there in the right field.
Yeah, and you can tell the velocity Skelton is really throwing. Left it over the plate, and Kimbrell sent it to the opposite field, and it got by the first baseman. So
that was actually just their first hit of the game.
Wow, 4 runs and no hitter, and you've given up 4 runs. That's funny, but that's going to bring up number 5, Brooks Durham, the catcher, as that first pitch is in for a strike.
You guys got me distracted looking up numbers.
But we saw, I believe it was a Trash Pandas game where they lost like 9-5 and didn't give up a hit.
Yeah. And a lot of that was errors and walks and wild pitches, a little bit of everything.
And we'll not mention that Ben Joyce was the guy on the mound. I think
he's in the big leagues. Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, and that dude is pure entertainment. The 0-1 here. That one will be just out of the zone. They'll back pick, and they caught him sleeping, but the throw from Perez was just off target.
Good thought there by Perez catching it. We've seen that a bunch in these Babe Ruth games. The guys that just
fell asleep on
just
first.
Falling asleep, and these catchers are being pretty aggressive. All of the catchers have been that way.
They're going to pick again. This is the 3rd time they've picked at Kimbrell. And, in a close game like that, I'm not wanting to fall asleep on first base. I mean, that, and especially to be the last out of an inning, it hurts.
I can hear one of my college coaches just searing in my ear.
Kimbrell taking off on a swing and miss right there. He will be there safely as that one gets into center field, and a little bit of a poor reaction there. Didn't know the ball was in center field, was looking at his third base coach, but he will get there safely as the count is now 1-2.
Sometimes that happens when especially anytime you slide and you don't exactly know where the ball goes.
You got that helmet on. You can't really see anything that's not right in front of you. And
that's, that's when communication with your bench, communication with your coaches, like, hey, it's by, come.
And the thing is, there's not as big of a crowd at these games, so you can't really tell from the crowd reaction. Is strike 3 looking, and Skelton sees 4 and strikes out 3. So in the top half of the 4th inning, the Eagles still lead the Phillies 7-4. You're watching Babe Ruth Baseball here on the X Sports Network.
Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
If you're stuck, then you're in luck. Call Tyler McDowell with In-Service Towing, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for quick, reliable service. When you find yourself in a bind, In-Service offers full-service towing and recovery services as well as vehicle lockouts, jump starts, and emergency roadside assistance. Family-owned, family-operated. When you need a hand, call In-Service Towing or ask for them by name. Serving Southern Tennessee and North Alabama. Phone number 931-843-9098 or visit inservicespecialties.com.
Tennessee Flight Training. We are training the next generation of pilots. Come and see why Tennessee Flight Training is the best way to learn to fly. Tennessee Flight Training. The skies are calling.
Southern Craft Manufacturing is dedicated to creating the finest quality and greatest value products in the death care industry. Southern Craft has perfected blending old world craftsmanship with modern manufacturing technologies to create a full line of steel, wood, and corrugated caskets. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, Southern Craft is now looking to hire local and regional truck drivers, welders, and production workers, each with great starting pay and a benefits package. For more information, visit southerncraftmfg.com.
This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back out here. Bottom of the fourth inning. New arm on the mound for the Phillies is the first baseman, Rose. And they have moved Kimbrel to second. And the second, who is the second baseman for the Phillies?
Oh.
It was Cotham. And he moved to first. So a little bit of a lineup shift as the 1-0 pitch was just high and outside to the Summertown batter, number 9, Brady Holden. Left at the plate his last inning. And the 2-0. Cotham swung and missed at a good fastball. Just a little high and outside over the plate, and took a hack at it and just swung under it.
Holden with a huge swing there too.
He was trying to send that one off the batter's eye. And the 2-1 here from Rose. That one's gonna skip in.
You can tell from his swing, he's really using his whole body, which is what you need to do. And it's one thing you got to tell young kids: you don't hit home runs with your upper body; you hit it with the whole body.
I'd say that swinging it's a full motion. As Holden will walk down to first with a 5-pitch walk.
We mentioned off air here, this has been a rather entertaining game. It's 7-4, and I know we're only in the bottom of the fourth, but I feel like a lot has happened. We almost. Well, I don't want to say we ignored the fact because you don't want to jinx it, but only one hit for the Phillies, and that just came the previous inning.
Yeah, so it didn't even turn into anything. As the first pitch to, we got Graham Howell. He walked his last AB.
Scored a run there in the second inning.
So he stole second, and then the ball got away, and I believe he got home and on a throwing error. So count 1-0 here, and that one will be at his knees. They will call that one a strike, though.
We were talking about bad ballparks we've been in. The worst one I've probably ever been in was Hagerstown Memorial for the old Hagerstown Suns at the South Atlantic League in Hagerstown, Maryland. Oh, man, how in the world that thing didn't just fall apart just by looking at it, I don't know.
I know, there's a couple parks in the SEC that aren't up to, coded. The rest,
which is hard to say now because they're all like minor league ballparks at this point.
I mean, Mississippi State's amazing. Ole Miss is amazing. Alex Box for LSU is awesome.
Vanderbilt's about to get major upgrades. They're still good what they have.
I would say Hawkins Field is iconic with what Tim Corbin's made that program. Is that pitch will be outside and they'll pick it first.
Florida had some big upgrades a couple off seasons ago. LSU's iconic.
I'm not a big fan of Missouri's. It just feels kind of weird, and it's nothing with their park. It's always empty because they haven't really been up there as a talented program the past couple of years. Is that 2-2 pitch will be in the dirt to run the count full.
Haven't gone to college in Missouri for a couple of years, not at the University of Missouri. They're still getting used to the whole SEC thing.
And that's a big transition. Big 12 to SEC ball is, I'm not saying it's like the biggest transition in the world, but the SEC is the top of the line when it comes to sports. I mean, they haven't had like a basketball winner in a while, But they had Alabama this year. They have Kentucky pretty much every year. Tennessee's been a pretty consistently good program. Florida, teams like that. Baseball, it's like every year they're setting a record for how many people they send to host regionals. They had 8 this year. 10 teams went out of the 14. They're good at softball. They're good at football. The SEC is really the top notch, and we're lucky to live in the area.
Missouri, actually, the one adjustment they made right off the get-go was football. They went to back-to-back SEC title games, but their fan base are just still getting used to playing the Tennessees, the Georgias, the South Carolinas, because for decades it was Texas, the Oklahoma schools.
Well, Missouri and Kansas really would go at it. That pitch is going to get over the head of J.K. Stanley. And that's going to lead the runners to being in scoring position.
Played every year at the old TWA Dome there in St. Louis. They still, I think, believe they don't think they play in baseball anymore, them in Illinois, or them in Kansas. Or Kansas was in Kansas City, and they played in the TWA Dome against Illinois.
I would say this year was the first time Kansas and Missouri had played in basketball since Missouri had made the transition to the SEC, and it was a highly anticipated game because Missouri was pretty good this year. They had a first All-SEC first-team Kobe Brown, and they went in and got ran out of that building by a really good Kansas team. Has swung on and missed.
I do miss some of those old rivalries. Living out there, you don't really realize how, growing up in West Virginia, how big those rivalries are out there. And
you got Texas and Texas A&M. That's a good one that's coming back. Arkansas and Texas was a good one as Stanley will swing and miss on the 3-1. And
some of those, A&M and Texas, they – we're in the old Southwest Conference. They moved together to the Big 12, and now they're about to be reunited in the SEC. So,
and initially, I didn't like the idea of Oklahoma and Texas joining the conference. As Stanley will swing and miss on the 3-2 right there. But when you're bringing more top-notch programs in, it just makes the conference more competitive, and you like to see that. As we're going to go back to the top of the order with the Eagles, it's going to be number 25, Elijah Huckabee.
Pair of RBIs here, pair of singles, a run score and an RBI in the first and second.
A single here will definitely score one, if not two.
And they, for Missouri, having all those established rivals over time, and and proximity has a lot to do with it. They had the, jump while the iron was hot, and they made a big jump. Obviously, the revenue is going to be better, and I think, I know people here are still getting used to Missouri, and they're still getting used to Tennessee out in Missouri.
Yeah. And so Huckabee will swing at the first pitches, be down 0-2. And, one of those things, sports has become a big revenue thing. That's why UCLA and USC are making the jump to the Big Ten. And I'm going to love seeing UCLA go to Rutgers, New York on a Tuesday night in February, as that one's going to be popped up to the second baseman, and Kimber will secure that for the second out.
Or more like a mid-November.
We're going to get the Rose Bowl every week.
Or having UCLA or USC go to Rutgers like I did in early November when it snowed 6 inches. I was there for West Virginia's final Big East game at Rutgers, and it snowed 6 inches.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring up Case Cotham.
I had to toss my shoes after that game.
Oh, man.
They scored. I think the final score was 41-31 West Virginia. Tavon Austin.
Yeah. Oh, man. Tavon and Geno Smith. That was some good ball to watch.
With Stedman Bailey, who would have had a good NFL career if it wasn't for a bad.
That ball's going to get away from. Wow, that was caught a break right there. Durham did as that ball went off the backstop and right back to him.
You got that brick backstop, and if you can hit it, the thing it's not real high behind there. So if you get a high bouncer and it hits the net, it dies. But if it hits the brick, you have a chance to still make a play.
Yeah, that was a good luck there by the Phillies. Is the 1-1
and being from West Virginia as a West Virginia fan, and it's so, they've changed conferences, and even Marshall in town has changed conferences, and, still West Virginia fans are not used to the Iowa States, the Oklahomas, the Oklahoma States.
And that's a big transition.
Yeah.
But my first West Virginia memory is that one's going to get away from Durham, but nobody will come up. Is that Orange Bowl they played against Clemson where they ran them out of the building. It was like 70-31.
70-35 was the final, and they actually
Tavon Austin had like 300 yards that game or something crazy. He was all over the field.
Crazy thing about that is their very next game, they opened the season at home against Marshall and beat them 70-34.
Oh, wow.
So back-to-back games, they scored 70 points. I was there for that game, and as He works the walk there, and the bases are loaded here with 2 outs. And I've said it several times, I've never seen a game between two teams, because, Clemson was the ACC champs. WVU actually finished in a 3-way tie.
Oh, wow.
For the Big East title, but because they had the highest college football playoff ranking, or their highest BCS ranking, they got
the bowl bid.
And a good back pick here.
And did they get him? No.
Nope.
It was a good back pick, though, by Durham. Yeah. So that's going to bring up Matthew Luffman to bat.
I've always said I've never seen a game between two teams at that level, 2 Power 5 conference champions, get out of hand like that, because
you don't see it a lot.
No, and the play that broke the back was Andre Ellington's going in for a 1-yard touchdown. West Virginia strips him at the goal line, and Darwin Cook ran 99 yards the other way. I'm on the sidelines, and I'm shooting it with a TV news camera. And I think Ellington's got a touchdown. All of a sudden, I hear a roar behind me. It's all the WVU fans, and he's running the other way. Good block there from Durham.
And people were thinking, that Dabo Swinney was almost on the hot seat after that game. And
then
he
fired his defensive coordinator, who was Kevin Steele.
Yep, who is now the DC at Alabama, I believe. Or
is it?
I believe he is.
Oh, yeah. I believe
because they fired Peter. What was his name? I can't think of his name right now. I lost it. But
the funny thing, a good story about that was, Kevin Steele was a one-time defensive coordinator in the NFL for the Panthers, and he was so flummoxed by that offense that he was making calls from when he was the Panthers DC, and it was confusing his own team on the field.
Well, I just found he was the 2-week head coach at Tennessee before Josh Heupel, the interim. He made like $500,000 and stayed for Knoxville for like 11 days.
Tennessee dodged a bullet from everything I know about that guy.
Definitely a rough career as a head coach. But, they got Brent Venables after that, and Clemson, became a powerhouse on defense. So the 3-2 here to Luffman as he's going to hit a slow dribbler at the third baseman. He'll glove it, and no play as a run will score for Summertown, and they will extend their lead 8-4 with the bases still loaded.
That was going to be a tough play all around there, and it's a slow roller. Luffman's got speed, and, again, it's another one of those situations to where you don't want to rush a throw and make a bad throw, and next thing you know, it ends up in the corner and the bases are cleared. And with Luffman's speed, he could turn that into a little league home run.
And we haven't seen one tonight. We saw 2 last night.
Yeah. We almost saw one in the first game.
It was close. Yeah, it was a triple. So the new batter is the pitcher Colt Skelton, as he's going to hit that one over the second baseman. It will drop. 1 run will score. Here comes the second one. Luffman is going to hold up at third. So runners on the corners as Summertown now leads this one 10-4.
Great piece of hitting there. Didn't get a lot of it, but got enough to send it out there. And with everyone running with 2 outs, that was going to be an automatic 2 runs.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Skelton went opposite field with it, got it over the second baseman and in the gap between the center fielder and right fielder.
And good base running by the runner on first, going first to third in that situation too, because now you set up a potential another run here. It looks like we're going to get a pitching change.
Yep, looks like they're going to bring in I believe that's the who we got there. I believe that was it's the shortstop coming over, and they're going to shift
Max Carr.
Yep. So Carr coming in to pitch. Kimbrell's going to short, Cotham going to second, and Rose going back to first.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of good bowl games over the course of time. That one I certainly remember just because of, they had Taj Boyd, they had 2 future first-round NFL draft pick wide receivers.
But say DeAndre Hopkins was on that
DeAndre Hopkins was on that. And Sammy Watkins was the other wide out.
And they had Andre Ellington in the backfield. That's a really good offense, and you think they put up 35 against West Virginia. That might be enough to win it, but, their offense was on another level that night.
It was, and they were on a whole level that entire year, because they beat Baylor the next season in their first Big 12 game, 70-63. And I unfortunately wasn't there because I was with Marshall, who was at Purdue, who lost 51-41.
Oh.
So I've
and listen,
seen my fair share of high-scoring games.
The mid-2010s Big 12 was the most entertaining college football ever. The over-unders on those games for betting is like 100, and you got teams going to Oklahoma State and say they're going to TCU. It's gonna be like 65-53 or something like that.
When I was going to college in Southwest Missouri, and I went to my freshman year at Evangel University, I went to a Missouri Texas Tech game. Texas Tech had Harrell, quarterback, and Missouri had, can see it, Brad Smith. Was a quarterback there, and Missouri won that game 70-63.
That Missouri team had Jeremy Macklin.
Yeah, no, this was.
Was it before that?
It was after that.
Okay.
He came the very next season, Jeremy Macklin did. And it was crazy because Missouri, with Brad Smith, a mobile quarterback, basically did all their damage on the ground, and Texas Tech did all their damage through the air.
Yeah.
It was a
unreal
game.
Harrell's top 5 all-time in college football passing yards. I mean, that dude could sling it. And he had Michael Crabtree and guys like that, and that dude was a beast in college.
I remember it wasn't Graham Hill. It was Kingsbury. That's who it was, because I remember Graham Harrell throwing that winner to Michael Crabtree.
Well, it looks like Skelton's just going to walk to second. He got halfway there and just kept going.
It was Michael. That was Harrell, so it was Kingsbury was a quarterback at Texas. I always get that story mixed up in my own mind because they've had so many good quarterbacks when you really think about it.
Yeah, and I don't remember what the story, who the head coach was. It may have been it was
Leach.
It was Mike Leach.
It was Leach,
and he told a quarterback one day that he wasn't probably going to make the roster. He told him he can come back and be a grad assistant if he wanted to, and that was Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, remember Lincoln Riley is a 25-year-old offensive coordinator at East Carolina.
Is that where he started?
And he had a really good offense there. I believe he helped lead them to a CUSA title.
I mean, Lincoln and his brother Garrett are 2 of the best offensive minds in college football right now. And Lincoln Riley, with the quarterbacks he's had at Oklahoma and now USC, I mean, if you want to be the next guy when it comes to being a quarterback in the NFL, you go to him.
Another walk there to Blaze Franks. Franks has reached base twice with walks, and now Jake Pest 1 for 2, 2-run double in the first, and a strikeout swinging here in the third as Carr walks the first batter. It's a 10-4 Eagle lead here, and bases loaded here with 2 gone. And Michael, we're on the verge here.
Yeah, we're getting
hour 45.
We are getting close. We're about 15 minutes away, give or take. But Summertown, they can score these 4 runs, get out of the top of the first. It'll be a run rule. So
I can talk Big 12 football for days. I actually got one of the best quarterbacks as here comes the next pitch. I saw in person, and I'm a bit biased. He was a Marshall guy, and that was not the name you think of. The names, I should say,
I'm thinking Chad Pennington.
No, it was Rakeem Cato, who has the NCAA record for consecutive games with a touchdown pass with 46.
46, you had told me about that
and
before.
I got to see, roughly in my head, 42 of those 46 in person.
Man.
I mean, he ran an up-tempo offense. I mean, they had unreal guys. At one point, the state of West Virginia had Tavon Austin and Tommy Schuler, who were top 3 in receiving yards and receptions, and they did that in back-to-back seasons.
And the 2-2 Pettis will be in the dirt for ball 3, full count here.
Tommy Schuler was 5'6", and no one could cover the guy, but obviously that doesn't work out in the NFL.
Well, those the West Virginia teams in I believe it was 2007, as that pitch is going to walk Pettis and bring in a run with those teams with Pat White and Steve Slate and those guys. I mean,
Owen Schmidt, really good fullback,
and the best player of all on that team, you had Pat McAfee.
One of my favorite interviews of all time, and I have a lot of respect for him because they had a chance to go to the national championship game in 2007.
And he lost. What did he miss? 3 field goals?
Just 2, and both of them were in the first quarter. Hindsight, that shouldn't burn you, but eventually it did. And he came out for post-game interviews that game. It was a bunt attempt, terrible going to the Eagles' dugout. He came out for post-game interviews, and then when they found out they're going to play Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl, he was back out 2 days later doing interviews. So I've always respected him for that. He's a funny guy.
And what he's done in the sports world in the past year or two at the Pat McAfee show is crazy, because I mean they're about to go to ESPN, I believe.
Yeah,
and they're going to have to
tone it down.
And they're going to have to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean the Pat McAfee show is just pure entertainment. He's a funny guy, and what he's doing for sports is amazing. Is that pitch will be swung on and missed.
He's from Pittsburgh, and anyone who's ever spent a lot of time at Pittsburgh, he's got that accent down pat. Having lived in central Pennsylvania, I've heard a lot of Pittsburgh accents, and my best friend's dad, the best man in both of my weddings, Tim, his dad's from Pittsburgh, and he'd be up in the stands during high school. Get the ball down, bring him down.
Oh, but I was with college game day adding Pat McAfee to the mix this year, and them coming to Knoxville twice this year. I mean,
he loves Knoxville.
Oh yeah, he ate it up. And on Friday afternoons, he would do the show live from campus, because on the college game day setup, so you could just sit back there and just watch it live. Yeah. And that dude is hilarious.
Yeah, and here comes a 2-2. Ooh, he ripped that one, but just hit a foul. A good. There's, if you want to look it up, he told the story in the Rich Eisen show about getting screamed and yelled at by Rich Rodriguez for a party, or as he called it, team activity. He told in the Rich Eisen show, and my story about that is I heard that before the majority of people did. Here comes another 2-2.
It's going to be hit towards the shortstop, Kimbrell. He's going to fire over to first for the third out of the inning. So the Eagles tack on 4 and extend their lead to 11-4. We will go to the top half of the 5th inning after this. You're watching Babe Ruth Baseball here on the X Sports Network.
It's time for some straight talk about zero-turn mowers. Husqvarna's zero-turn performance mowers with rugged commercial drive give you high performance and a comfortable ride. Heavy-duty frame and chassis and commercial hydraulics take no punishment. With warranties now up to 5 years and low financing options, there's no competition. For a straight-up deal on the best in professional zero-turn mowers, go straight to your Husqvarna dealer.
Hit a home run with the team at United Country Southern Tennessee Realty.
On the web, 931-321-8226.
Tommy Johnson, 931-722-4840.
Tyler Webb, 731-438-2084.
Travis Caldwell's 931-629-3033.
You're safe with United Country Southern Tennessee Realty.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with Primary Care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary Care by One Stop Medical at its best.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretta, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back out here, top of the 5th inning. The Eagles tacked on 4 in the bottom of the 4th to extend their lead to 11-4. And the Phillies will lead off this inning with number 33, Brayson Rose. New arm on the mound for the Eagles is
Knox Calton coming in.
Knox Calton is his first pitch is in the dirt for a ball. Rose been a little all over the field tonight. Started out at first and went on the mound, threw some pitches, and then went back to first. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. Big hack right there by Rose.
Yeah, Rose has almost played he has played a doubleheader, and he's moved around a lot here. He's pitched. He's played some first. He was in the outfield for the Braves in the previous game, filling in there, so make sure those guys had 9 guys.
So this dude's going to be sore in the morning. There's the 1-1. That one's going to be hit high.
That's a mile in the air.
Yeah, and the right fielder will come in and make the grab. The right fielder is now –
I think I've lost track of it at this point.
Well, there's a right fielder out there, and he made the grab, so that will be the first out of the inning.
Matthew Williams,
yep. And that's going to bring up Chase Cotham to bat. Chase has reached base twice, walked twice.
One of them was a bases loaded walk there in the
that
third,
brought in a run. So he got an RBI and hasn't swung the bat yet. This is the first pitch to Cotham. He will swing and hit that one sharply toward the second baseman, and it took a bad hop and ate up. I believe that's Holden there at second, and that will be a single. It's just we talked about Cotham not having a swing. He sends one into play and gets on with a base hit.
Just one of those things, and it's a soft liner, so you can't exactly charge in on it, and simply got to get your body in front of it, because if it does take kind of a weird hop like that, at least it will hit you and stay in front of you.
Holden tried to make a grab on the side and couldn't really scoop it up, as they'll pick back over to first.
Easy for me to say.
Yeah. We're just sitting up here watching.
Yeah. I had no choice but to get in front of it with my I was
the first baseman,
70 pounds heavier back then too. So I was always in front of everything. I couldn't exactly do all this fancy stuff these guys do nowadays.
That's going to bring up Brandon, and he'll take the first pitch outside for a ball. But yeah, baseball. I mean, the first baseman almost one of the most skilled people out there. The picking and the stuff like that they have to do is incredible. And then most of these guys, you see like. Guys in college nowadays, they're laying out and doing the splits and stuff like that. As Brandon will swing and miss at that one, count even at 1 now.
Yeah, that positions have changed. I have seen though that especially some of the better teams have kind of gone back to the bigger first baseman. Especially you see it at the pro level. And
and when you say bigger first baseman, the first guy I think of is the big guy from Auburn last year, Sonny DeShera,
where I saw him a couple weeks ago, Luke Voigt. Remember, led the AL and home runs and
the COVID year.
Yeah, and
for the Yankees.
Looks like Cotham just gingerly makes his way to.
I'd say we kind of. I guess everybody's just letting him walk there because we didn't even really catch it happen until he got there. So count still 2-1 here to Brandon. He'll swing and miss on a breaking ball right there for strike 2. And like you said, AJ, we're
1-2. My bad. That's on me.
Yeah, 1-2.
Oh, it was a balk. That's what it was.
Okay. So it's a balk there on.
No wonder it looks so.
Yeah, that's he was just
casual.
Walking. So we're coming up on that hour 45 mark here right about now.
Yeah.
So
be the last at bat here for the Phillies.
So count 2-2.
As we are beyond it at this point. So.
I'd say we started the game right before
right
7:30.
About 7:30.
We're touching 9:15 now.
Even though that first top of the first went 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say that one is a soft grounder at the third baseman, and he can't make the grab. Pitcher will try to go over and make a throw to third, but there will be nothing. So runners on the corners, and I guess we're going to keep playing ball.
Yeah.
Until one of the umpires says it.
Well, until the final out of this top half of the inning, as long as the Eagles are still leading the Phillies.
So 11-4. Runners on the corners, 1 out. That's going to be Charlie Rickman up. Struck out his first time, hit by a pitch that drove in a run. His second time as he swings and misses that first one as it gets away from the catcher. 1 run will score and the other will advance to second on the wild pitch. Yeah. Looks like Pettis is behind the plate right now.
Yeah, getting some work there behind the plate. Hey,
another one of those youngsters. Another one of those Summertown youngsters working behind the dish.
Hey, you got to give these guys some work. You never know how they could be at each position to, in a situation like this to get some work in.
And the 0-1 check. They're going to say he went around 0-2. And, man, I've seen so many close check swings this past weekend that some of them make you think. And the 0-2, they're going to say he went on that one, or no, called strike 3. And that will set down the Phillies batter. That was Rickman right there. So he went down with his second strikeout. So that's going to bring up Matthew Williams. Struck out his first 2 ABs. Runner is on second. It's a big hack at that first one.
Williams has swung the bat.
I'd say I mentioned both of those strikeouts have been swinging.
Big thing is just timing. If he can get his timing down, I think he can make contact.
Yeah, and he's putting a bunch into these swings.
Yeah, he's not getting cheated by any stretch of the imagination.
And the 0-1, that one's going to come inside on him, but he will back off the plate.
And there showed, he's pretty much swinging at everything. Good to see him there show a little bit of patience
and building up at this age. The biggest thing is, knowing when to swing, getting the ability to swing. You don't want to be scared, but also having the plate discipline to know, I don't need to swing at this pitch, stuff like that.
You just need to see, the more pitches you see, the better you get at. It's just like anything you try.
And the 1-1, he'll swing and miss on that one. It's like a little bit of a curveball right there.
His timing is just a bit off. I mean, the swing is there, and he's not getting cheated. His full body's into it. I'd like to.
And you'll see it with these youngsters, when the velocity gets up right there, they're early or late, whatever it may be, is the 1-2. Good job right there holding the bat back as the runner will go back to second.
Pettis with a good block there behind the plate.
Pettis ate that one up and kept the runner at bay on second. So 2-2 count here. Calton shakes him off twice. And the 2-2. Ring him up, strike him out. First time that Williams went down looking. So after the top half of the 5th, the Phillies add 1, but I believe they were going to call that one right here. So after the top of the 5th, looks like the Eagles are going to win this one 11-5. Do we have records? Were the Eagles?
Eagles are now 4-0, and the Phillies are going to go to 2-2 on the season.
So from Michael Marks and analyst and producer AJ Good, we'll say goodnight from Lawrenceburg. This has been Little League Baseball on